EA Originals and developer Omega Force finally took another shot at the hunting genre with Wild Hearts. It's been a while since the last Toukiden title, and with Monster Hunter still reigning supreme, it's always good to see new takes into this genre. From stuff like Freedom Wars, Soul Sacrifice, God Eater, and even Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. The very idea of innovating in the hunting formula is always an exciting idea, regardless if the game is perfect or not. So join us here today at GameMate Information Station to see if Wild Hearts can make a name for and distinguish itself from the Monster Hunter legacy. The score given in the video is based on the presentation of pre-release info and does not reflect a finalized score of the game. We will be making a follow-up video post-release reviewing the game to give a well-informed final score. Wild Hearts revolves around Azuma, a once peaceful fantasy world now inhabited by the rampaging kemono. No one really knows why these monsters are terrorizing villages across the lands, until one day, a formidable warrior arrives to save the Minato village from them. True to the MH formula, players will be scouting large areas and will be teaming up with other players to defeat these monsters. The game has main story quests that are active while traveling throughout the world. There are also optional quests that must be manually triggered and involve hunting certain monsters that have already been encountered. Optional quests can be started from the map or a campfire and provide points for new building skills, along with materials for equipment upgrades. The game is set in the magical world of Azuma, which is inspired by the bygone era of feudal Japan. It has 4 different regions, each representing the 4 seasons. Spring blooms the innocent sakura trees with a dense forest. Summer isolates its creatures in its coastal shores. Autumn is littered with fortresses, ruins, and fallen leaves, while winter harbors a large castle in its frozen state. The village Minato can be reached after hunting the King Tusk. This location serves as the central hub area for most events, and you can receive various side quests here as you progress through the game. So far, this all seems too familiar for fans of Monster Hunter. What's the catch? Well, the thing that makes Wild Hearts special is its karakuri system. Each zone in Azuma is divided into large areas that can be reached at almost any point via karakuri, which is a piece of ancient technology you can craft structures with, giving the impression of something akin to an open-world game. Directors Kotaro Hirata and Takuto Edogawa said they believe that this has significant advantages in a hunting game in which the players are incentivized even further to repeat hunts. So we're wondering now if the level designs in this game would be reminiscent of Toukiden 2's open world. The dormant karakuri are a piece of ancient technology whose knowledge has been lost over the years, and it seems to be that only the player has the ability to use these at will. Looking at the demo and its gameplay trailers, the karakuri technology seems to allow for a flexible and instantaneous crafting system that will become invaluable during a hunt. It allows the creation of various tools that can take the form of weapons, transportation, and even contraptions that allow you to strike from mid-air. It seems that further discovery into the lost art of karakuri will play a big factor in the game. Players will continue to acquire more karakuri recipes over time that are inspired by different kemono fights, like a spring that aids in quick dodges. The game also encourages pairing karakuri together mid-battle to make even more useful structures, which adds another dynamic layer into Wild Hearts' combat system. Players are not only able to dash, grapple, and slide their way to their prey, but can further enhance their traversal through karakuri. Various materials can be used to create various types of karakuri, ranging from tools that can be instantly deployed during battle, with some that can be combined to create stronger karakuri. You can even deploy dragon karakuri that could drastically affect the hunting grounds and by extent, Azuma as a whole. Another noteworthy dragon karakuri from the game's demo include a hunting tower, which players can use to help locate their next kill, and zipline-esque structures called flying vines, which are installations that help players travel across large distances quickly. Developers made a point to mention that every user's karakuri will remain during online play, allowing other players to see the unique layouts and shortcuts they've created from their version of Azuma. Karakuri expands the freedom and possibilities of combat and exploration in this game, so it differs from the direction of crafting in games such as Fortnite, which emphasize the creation of huge structures and traversal. Fusion karakuri require hunters to combine multiple basic karakuri, which are intended for countering kemono attacks, although they can also be used for other situations. Seeking kemonos to battle can increase your karakuri repertoire. The Pounder, Star Bomb, and Repeater crossbows are a few of the fusion karakuri hunters will gain access to. It goes without saying that there are different types of monsters which players can engage in combat and hunt in the world of Azuma. You'll mainly be hunting for kemono, which are a fusion of nature and animals and are based on mythological creatures from Japanese lore. These majestic beasts can hunt players down with a wide variety of attacks that one would never expect from real animals. You have savage beasts such as the King Tusk, Rage Tail, and Sapscourge, which players can encounter in the wild. The winning formula for any hunting game often lies in its addicting loop of hunting and upgrading. A successful hunt offers all sorts of resources and rewards. The base of 8 weapons, including bows, swords, and even a battle umbrella, has up to 200 variations. Each has specific combos and situational attacks when combined with karakuri. There's armor to upgrade and more karakuri to unlock as you battle. It seems that certain enemies are also easier to defeat with specific types of weapons, which encourages players to explore weapon types, rather than sticking to your trusty long sword for the whole playthrough. The game will specifically use a 3-player format instead of 4 to provide the best balance for maintaining a sense of tension and cooperative combat against the kemono. You can call up to 2 other players from a hunter gate to select from a number of open games, either from your friends or random players. Crossplay between PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X is supported. However, it has no cross-progression system whatsoever, meaning that you won't be able to progress the same save file while playing on other platforms. We're hoping there are going to be updates for this once the game is released, but there is no guarantee. Playing with 2 other players allows them to have creative freedom in using their karakuri. How dynamic your battles are against the kemono solely depends on how creatively you and your team are able to use the gadgets at your disposal. We're looking at one of the better looking hunting games around, and despite the jankiness that comes with the genre, Wild Hearts has some smooth and fluid moments in its combat. The karakuri system is indeed impressive as far as we've seen, and it's clear that it puts an interesting dynamic into different parts of the experience, but we have yet to see more aspects of the game that'll also make it distinct from Toukiden and Monster Hunter. There's a lot to be excited for in Wild Hearts, and not much reason to doubt it. It definitely looks like something that could be at least an 8 out of 10 for us. But hold your horses, people. We know we're getting ahead of ourselves with this game, but that's the fun part. We'll be sure to follow this up with a very well-informed review once the game comes out, and see if this score of 8 is really gonna hold here in Game 8. February 16th draws near, and we're really looking forward to an addictive grind with Toukiden's spiritual successor.